Hi, my name is Greg Schiff, Principal Media Architect here at Dell Technologies. Today I'm going to talk about 8K uncompressed and the art of supporting 8K uncompressed workflows. So, to start out, what is 8K resolution? Well, hint, as I say in the slide, it's really big. 8K is essentially four 4K frames. So, basically, think of 4K, 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 4K. One of those is an 8K frame. So, roughly speaking, 8,000 by 4,000 pixels. You're going to see a couple of different resolutions of this depending on whether we're talking about movies or television. But as I said, roughly 8,000 by 4,000. So, why do we care about 8K resolution as media technologists? Like, we're not delivering an 8K. And while there are some 8K televisions out there, movies aren't in 8K. It's not really a thing in terms of delivery. But in terms of creativity, 8K is important. People are shooting in 8K. And if I'm editing in 8K, I can zoom in on a part of my frame and maintain resolution. So 8K is definitely a thing. And as media technologists, we need to be able to support 8K. Now, if we're talking about uncompressed 8K playback, say in a color grading or finishing workflow, the requirements of that are quite extreme. So if we look at this, I talked about that 8K frame, right? 4 times 4K. So if a 4K frame is around, say, 50 megabytes per frame uncompressed, an 8K frame is 200 megabytes. Multiply that, 200 times 24 frames a second, that's roughly 5 gigabytes a second of storage throughput and video processing that your system needs to be able to support. So how are we able to do that? Well, Dell as a portfolio company is one of the few that can help you sort of end to end with this. I like to start with storage because storage plays a big part of this. As I said, 5 gigabytes a second to play back uncompressed 8K. You're not going to be able to get that from even a single NVMe drive. You need multiple. Now, Dell PowerScale storage is a clustered storage system that can provide enough performance to do multiple streams of uncompressed 8K. In fact, I have a demo over there that I can show you later where I'm doing 2 streams of uncompressed 8K to a single client using PowerScale storage. So storage is the first part of it. The next part of it is the network. How do I get the data to my workstation? 5 gigabytes a second isn't going to fit down a 1 gigabit pipe. It's not going to fit down a 10 gigabit pipe. We're really looking at 100 gigabit to be able to support that. So you need to look at the network. And then the next part is the workstation. Your workstation needs to have enough juice to be able to support this kind of thing. And it really gets into the details here. A story I like to tell, I was involved in an early 8K proof of concept with a customer, and the workstation there was actually misconfigured by me, where I could support, it wasn't doing 8K playback. I'm like, what's going on? This should work. And I got 1, 2, I'm doing 4K streams now. 1 4K, 2 4K, 3, 4. Now remember, 4 4K streams is a single 8K stream. That was playing back fine. I added a 5th 4K stream on my workstation. Now I'm doing more than 8K and it was playing back. And then I went to go try and play back an 8K stream and that wasn't working. And it turns out it had to do with where the GPUs weren't in the right slots. I'm really a storage guy by trade, so I'll take it. But went back in the lab, we figured that out, and all of a sudden now we're playing back 8K, no problem at all. So it really is, every part of the process needs to be looked at carefully to be able to support 8K. And like I said, Dell as a portfolio company is one of the few that can help with all parts of those processes and bring it together. So once again, my name is Greg Schiff, Principal Architect for Media and Entertainment here at Dell Technologies. Thank you.